Hello everyone and welcome once again to another very inspirational and informational video. I'm your host Errol, aka eBoss, and in this video I will be covering some major crypto news. Not so old news. These news are still catching on in terms of how new they are. Right, so I'm gonna be starting off with this particular update. The source is Coin Telegraph, right? By the way, this is being done with fair use in mind and adherence to international law when it comes to how information is shared and spoken about. Okay, so let's get into it. So in this article here, it's referring to the statement of a popular figure in the cryptocurrency / blockchain industry. The name of this person is Vitalik Buterin. By the way, this isn't him depicted in this image, okay? I'm gonna show you what he looks like shortly. So he's been saying that people are still underrating the superiority of crypto payments, and that's very, very true. Because sometimes when you talk to people out there, even people who are willing to learn about the industry, they're like, but how can this work, right? How can anything be more efficient than paper money? That's what they're thinking in their minds, right? But many of them are still yet to realize how much they're lagging behind, especially when it comes to third world economies such as the one that I'm in. I mean, let's face it, I have to be realistic and say what is really true. I have to say that I'm living in a third world economy because that's what it is. As much as sometimes we like to pretend that everything is okay and that we are more ahead than we think, in many cases we are way behind, right? So the Ethereum co-founder Vitalik is suggesting here that cryptocurrency payments are a big boost to international business, charity, and even payments within countries. But look at this guy here, right? Can you imagine someone, if let's say you're in his position and let's say someone is reaching out to you with a piece of Bitcoin gold, right? Let's imagine that this shiny orange, golden orange or yellowish orange or yellowish golden looking thingy here is a piece of gold, right? Let's imagine that. Let's not take it as literal gold. I'm not saying gold isn't important, as in the original gold, right? But let's imagine that this is Bitcoin gold, right? Now, if you've been learning about cryptocurrency, let's say you're in this guy's position and you've been learning about cryptocurrency, and yet for whatever reason, you have refused or failed to acknowledge its utility, then of course you're gonna be standing with your hand on your chin, contemplating if you probably need to take advantage of this new form of gold, right? I mean, that's pretty much what you would do especially if you don't understand it, especially if you don't understand how it can make payment systems run faster, how it can make countries more efficient in terms of how they do international business, right? Stuff like that. So, I mean, why not take at least a piece of cryptocurrency gold? Okay, because let's face it, it is the new gold, right? I'm not saying that gold isn't relevant or that it's still not the precious natural resource that we so wish we had in this part of the world or in my country. but right, can you imagine if you found yourself in possession of more cryptocurrency as if it was gold right in front of your eyes? Because at the end of the day, the utility is very, very similar. Both can be used as payment systems, so on and so forth, right? I have to be realistic here, but at the same time, I'm doing my best to stay up to date with the trends. The trends are way too realistic for me to ignore them, right? So I'm going to continue here with what he's saying. He's suggesting that the superiority of cryptocurrency for payments is often underrated compared to fiat, pointing to the convenience of international payments and payments to charities as key examples. Right? So he posted on Twitter this past Wednesday that it's not just resistance to censorship, but also convenience that makes cryptocurrency superior when it comes to international business, charity, and even payments within countries. Right, so this is his Twitter profile. Make sure that you go ahead and follow him. Right, his statement is right there for you to see. By the way, if you're not familiar with him, one of the first piece of news that you might learn about him is the fact that he donated $1 billion worth of Shiba Inu, the Shiba Inu coin, to India, to the Indian COVID relief fund. Right? This was done last year. But they actually gave him back 100 million of it, and I think he used those tokens for some other charitable means or something like that. I'm gonna have to double check that last part, but I know for a fact, based on what the media reported, that he donated $1 billion worth of Shiba Inu to the Indian COVID relief fund. Continuing here, cryptocurrency adoption in payments has been growing globally. A report from data platform PYMNTS titled Paying with Cryptocurrency in July found that among businesses surveyed with annual income exceeding 1 billion, 85% said they are adopting crypto payments to find and gain new customers, right? 85%, right? It's not gonna take much for that to reach like 90 and then 95%. We're at a tipping point in the global economy, and that percentage increase can be seen as being right around the corner. It's right around the corner, coming sooner than we think. But the thing is as well, I try not to get caught up in the hype of news updates and so on. So not because you see me do videos about the next crypto doubler website or the next new crypto mining site, that doesn't mean that I'm chasing shiny objects all at once, right? I'm simply doing my best to bring you what I already know, as well as the developments that I see coming, right? I'm able to see ahead in certain aspects. I'm able to see ahead, right? So I'll bring you general crypto updates. I've promised other audiences that I would do so, and I'm also promising you as well that I'll bring general crypto updates so that you can stay in touch with projected outcomes in the future. Darn, I forgot to mute that particular WhatsApp conversation. I apologize for the notifications coming up at the top of the screen there. Let's scroll down here. Right, so the availability of crypto debit cards has been growing quickly, with Binance recently partnering with MasterCard to announce a prepaid card for Argentinians. Many of these cards, such as Wirex's, even reward users with crypto cashback for paying through the card and facilitating spending of several major cryptocurrencies and fiat currencies, as well as the withdrawal of cash from ATMs. As someone who have already cashed out from crypto, I can tell you that all of this is totally valid, right? I've already done certain things in this industry. As pointed out by Vitalik, cryptocurrencies are also particularly useful when transferring money internationally and for charitable donations. Traditionally, when done using fiat currency, international payments can take a long time or longer time to process compared to cryptocurrency and results in large fees. The war in Ukraine is one great example of its usefulness in this regard, with Vice Prime Minister Mikhailo Fedorov having tweeted on August 18 that 54 million has been raised by non-profit and activist group Aid for Ukraine. That's the name of the group, Aid for Ukraine. And they alone have done this. Right? I remember when that just happened a few months ago. I remember when this is something that the route to the millions that they've raised, let me correct myself, the process started months ago, and I was aware of the process of millions being raised in this regard. However, not everyone has been as bullish about crypto's use as a means of payment, with common objections including price volatility, ease of use, and regulatory risk, as well as high transaction fees and long processing times for certain cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ether or Ethereum. Right, these concerns are and I'm saying in my own words now, these concerns are definitely valid. Right? They are definitely valid because at the end of the day, more and more people want certainty. Right? They want certainty. But look at things this way. Look at the flip side of certain things, right? The fiat system is broken and it is more uncertain than ever. There's actually a bubble. What I would say is there's a bubble that has started to burst when it comes to the fiat system and how it has been run all these years. You know, what they do to cause inflation behind the scenes, right? This constant printing of money, right? It's a broken system. So what I believe is that the cryptocurrency industry will take a lot of the traffic, right? A lot of the hustle and the traffic out of doing business, especially when it comes to stuff such as logistics and the e-commerce industry as well. Continuing here, while it can vary, the Bitcoin blockchain handles approximately 5 transactions per second and averages fees of $0.189 as of Wednesday, while Ether is currently handling around 29.3 transactions per second with average fees of $1.57. Visa, on the other hand, claims to be able to handle 24,000 transactions per second and charges between 1.4 and 2.5% per transaction. The development of the Lightning Network, and by the way, feel free to do your research on these things. The scope of this video wouldn't allow me to go through these definitions in detail. The development of the Lightning Network, a layer 2 solution built on top of Bitcoin's blockchain, could be a solution for Bitcoin's lagging TPS, while the Ethereum network has been looking to layer 2 rollup technology such as ZK rollups to vastly reduce fees and processing times. By the way, the Ethereum merge has been in the news lately. You need to follow that piece of news. You need to be keeping up to date with those developments, right? The merge is there's something major gonna be happening in September where that's concerned. Continuing here, stable coins, cryptocurrencies designed to be pegged with stable coins, which are cryptocurrencies designed to be pegged to another asset such as the US dollar, have also become a popular medium of exchange, particularly in emerging economies. Right? So pretty much these are valid concerns in terms of, well, both sides. The fact that many persons are yet to see the validity of the efficiency of cryptocurrency payments, especially for international transactions and when it comes to doing large amounts of business across borders. For example, let's say the travel industry, right? It would take a lot of the hassle in between systems, in between booking systems, the times for processing fees and such things, right? However, on the flip side, which is why I mentioned both sides having a concern, there's a pro and a con, right? On the flip side, people are concerned about whether or not the industry might be banned by, people behind the scenes who have a lot of power, right? That's what people are really, really concerned about. They might not say it, but people are really concerned that if they invest their fiat into these assets and the assets get banned or heavily regulated to the point where they can't get their money as quickly as they can from the banks, for example. I'm just using an example, right? People are gonna freak out, right? And this is a valid concern. However, because of what I would refer to as the unhackable nature of the industry, I can't see the banning of it totally happening nowhere in the foreseeable future. I can't see how it's gonna happen because there are so many loopholes and so many ways to get around the bans themselves. Look at Nigeria. Someone living in Nigeria actually told me that they didn't start taking cryptocurrency seriously as a way of life or as an alternative financial tool, right? They didn't start taking it seriously until it got banned, right? Cryptocurrency is actually banned in Nigeria, point blank. And yet Nigeria is one of the crypto kings, right? We can learn a lot from something like that. They're one of the major players in the industry, and I believe that the industry as a whole is here to stay, right? Because at the end of the day, even those in the shadows who have certain authorities, they still need both sides of the spectrum in order to maximize what they can benefit from. So both sides are still gonna need each other. It's just a law of nature, just like anything else, right? And that's pretty much it for this informational video. I'm going to be covering more general crypto updates because I realize that a lot of persons who are new are going to need these timely pieces of information, right? Particularly because they're new and they might not know where to find this information and how to time themselves with finding these pieces of information on time when it's most relevant. Right, so I just wanted to make sure that you absolutely pay attention to that. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification icon so that you can stay as up to date as possible with future videos. Subscribe. People are watching, the watch time is going up. Most of my viewers are actually from India and Nigeria and from the Caribbean, for example, countries such as Jamaica as well. However, the subscriber count, you know, when you actually commit to subscribing and actually actively looking to see if the channel is putting out videos and not just relying on the notifications, when you actually do that, it motivates the algorithm even more, and it motivates me to take you more seriously if you are taking action. Don't forget to subscribe once again. I will see you in the next video.